So one of the points I have here is Juneteenth weekend in a white neighborhood. It says the timing and location of Jones's death carries disturbing racial overtones. It occurred during Juneteenth weekend, a holiday, pardon my language, celebrating black emancipation in an overwhelmingly white and affluent township. As Jones's brother noted, you got to think this is Juneteenth weekend. You find a black male dead in a majority all-white township, supposedly hung. The family finds it not suspicious. In their words, that a black man would be found hanging in a predominantly white neighborhood on that weekend. This contextual anomaly has fueled speculation that Jones's death could have been an act of racial violence made to look like a suicide. At minimum, the optics of the situation were deeply alarming and should have prompted a more careful investigation than what was initially conducted. This is something I want to kind of look at for a second, because it's quite clearly not a cut and dry suicide. Do you know what I mean?
There's over 21 reasons why it's not a cut and dry suicide. I mean, again, let's go back. Juneteenth weekend. I think it was actually, yeah, I mean, you can't make this up. I mean, the coincidence is you put those 21 facts, you look at that data quantitatively, it's almost impossible. You cannot. It's almost impossible.
Is the case currently still closed?
So here's the little magic thing that governments do to not release data. They say, "Oh, it's currently under investigation, so we can't release anything," which is the biggest bunch of bunk. What they're hoping is people forget about it and move on to the next thing. And quite frankly, in this world of TikTok and I get that. I understand that because most people forget. And I think the crazy part is about this case is we have a number of volunteers that help with the website and the TikToks and the podcasts and all this. And we get tips. Like, there are people tipping us off. I personally had never known about this case. I'm there 30 years. You know, I'm pretty embedded in the community. I never heard about it. And someone tipped and said, if you're looking at this, you need to look at this. And every one of these cases that are presented on this website are triangulated data. It's data, you get the tip, people have looked into it and said, okay, this is legitimate. There's about 80% of the tips that we've gotten that are not documented because we're not 100% sure, because there's some things missing. So 80% of the information that we know is not documented because we do not feel comfortable documenting this information.